Hi, everyone. This is Sunny, and welcome to my podcast. I promote, encourage, and coach people on spirituality to unleash the most authentic version of themselves with the power of unconditional self love. So you can become the most powerful person of your entire generational line. If you know how to control your emotions, aka energies. Okay? I'm going to say a quote. And the quote is: a man who knows how to conquer himself can conquer the entire world. Okay, what does it really mean? It means when you are able to control your emotions, thoughts cannot be controlled, thoughts can be reprogrammed, but emotions are something that can be controlled. And there are spiritual ways of doing it. I'll be talking about all those spiritual ways first. So, we human beings, or everything on our planet, okay, even the universe, they're made of two things: matter and energy. Yeah. Matter is something that is tangible, or probably that runs the entire system in a human body, or maybe, if you talk about the nature, if you talk about river, if you talk about different planets, if you talk about any animal, and the energy is emotions. Right? So what we usually do is we don't know how to modulate or control our emotions. That is a major problem. Okay? Because when we're going through a lot of bad phases in our life, when you're going through a lot of struggle, when you're going through a lot of pain in our life, right? It's hard, it's tough. Because then we keep thinking about one thing: why are all these things happening with us? Why am I going through certain things? So on and so forth. And then we start pouring the energy of hate, pain, regret, blame, shame, vengeance, victim card. And then we keep worrying as well about our future. And we keep thinking about the past people and past situation, right? Who disrespected us, who broke our heart, who looked down on us, right? And all those kind of different situations or different thoughts that trigger different kind of emotions. We get anxious, we get depressed, we are dependent upon external entities or external factors like the weather, maybe for a movie or going for a walk to keep us happy, right? To keep our mental health good. But this power of unconditional self-love, you know, along with the spiritual principles, that can really and truly transform you and reprogram your mind to such an extent where all those emotions which are getting triggered by certain thoughts in your mind can be controlled. Okay. And once you know how to control your emotions, okay, then you become the most powerful person in your entire generational line. So I can give you a few more examples, okay? Let's talk about going to the gym. You Sometimes you're not feeling motivated to go to the gym. Sometimes you're tired, you know. Sometimes you do have the energy, but if you don't feel like, oh, who will drive over to the gym? Oh, who will go there? You don't have that kind of motivation from inside. The motivation is a kind of a feeling which is coming from a thought. So the thought is, what's the point of going there? I'm too tired. And then you don't feel like going to the gym or don't feel like going for a walk or going for maybe a run. Okay. Similarly, right? There will be different other factors as well. Maybe in your job, if you're not feeling, if you're feeling unworthiness there, you're not getting the right return or the right pay uh, at your job, or probably that job is very stressful, that always keeps you in the lower vibrations of what? Maybe, complaining about your boss, complaining about a job, right? Then we are just doing that job for the heck of it. And it happens with majority of the people. And that's why we don't enjoy, what we do to earn money. And, I'm living in Ireland, so in the small town, majority of the people will say, another day, another dollar, you know, work is work. That's what we say. And as I work in the IT industry, I see people saying, "Oh, IT industry is something that just happened to me, right? I wasn't made for that, but I'm just doing because it pays my bill. You know, we just want to do it." And in India, right, I will tell you, majority of people, they don't even know what they exactly want in their lives, and they just want to follow well, it's the same thing everywhere around the world, but they just follow sheep herd. Sheep herd is, oh, everybody's doing engineering, everybody's doing IT, everybody's doing medical. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, but they do not understand because they have the layer of ego and also limited belief system. Okay, these are the well-paying jobs, but they do not think about their passion. And there's always a time that comes wherein everything gets shattered, and then you start knowing about your passion by pouring that unconditional self-love on yourself. Okay, that's one of the scenarios. The other scenario, right, uh wherein you would have seen older people. Okay, they're so peaceful, they're so calm, sitting relaxed. And majority of the times you would have seen older people saying, "Oh, I just want my peace, leave me alone." And they sleep a lot as well during the daytime, right? Why? Because they do not have any physical stamina, and just because of that physical stamina, they do not want to pour emotions or their feelings or their energy on something that is not really required. Otherwise, it will get wasted. Okay? And that's how they manage their emotions or energies, right? Because they keep their thoughts very simple and they're peaceful from inside and they're sitting calm and cool. You would have seen that definitely. So these are the examples that I talk about, right? Okay, so I'm 43 years old. I've gone through that phase wherein I've seen a lot of struggle, a lot of pain in my life, financially, physically, mentally, and that's how I was able to transform myself, right? But not sure whether you're younger than me or older than me, but what we gotta first understand is, what is a thought pattern? What is it based upon? Is it based upon hate, limited belief systems, past traumas? And what kind of emotions or energies those thoughts are triggering? Okay. Whatever happens in your past, during your childhood, during your school time, your college time, once you get into the middle age or old age, then all those kind of things become the foundation of your emotions, right? But what I'm talking about is completely giving you a rebirth, right? Once you learn how to accept people the way they are and not to judge them, and also at the same time forgiving your past and the past situation or past people or whosoever tries to hurt you, by forgiving them. And once we keep practicing these two spiritual concepts, then the universe sees that you've started learning the way of not judging someone, or not judging the situation, not judging yourself, and to forgive everything around you, whosoever has hurted you, or whatever that was there in your past. Then you have stopped chasing those kind of thoughts of judgment and hate. or lower vibrations, right? Because what we do is we keep worrying about the situation. It's just like a mouse and a cat, okay? Tom and Jerry, okay? Just like a Tom and Jerry chase. Tom is never able to catch Jerry. Jerry's always winning. Tom is running after Jerry, okay? So if we keep chasing, we are not able to catch those thoughts. We are not able to control those thoughts. But if we stop doing that, and if Tom stays at the same place, Jerry, go. Jerry, go away. I don't have to chase you anymore. Then what happens is, Jerry thinks, oh, what happened there? Right? This guy has changed. And then those thoughts go away. Those emotions go away. Okay? It's just like any desperation in our lives, right? We are desperate to get rich. We are desperate to prove ourselves. We are desperate to be better. We are desperate for our validation. And what happens is that desperation never dies, and keep that energy of getting validation from people. And that never goes away. Instead of getting validation, then, you know, what we end up doing is like we attract more disrespect. Because when you're trying to get validation, it's an energy, and then what it gives you back is disrespect. Because the universe sees, oh, this guy is always looking for validation. Okay? Then we attract disrespect. Okay? Straight away. To every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Spiritual law. Okay? And when we start living with peace, love, compassion, kindness, forgiveness, non-judgmental, self-worth, self-respect, patience, all those kind of energies, those are the basic principles of spiritual law. And then what we attract is everything which is associated with it. Forgiveness, then you start accepting people as well. You know, you become powerful. You just don't worry about those kind of people anymore. You live with your life. You do not require any validation at all. You don't become a people pleaser. You stop becoming that. Non-judgmental, you don't judge anybody. Nobody's better than you. You're not better than anyone. You're not judging anyone. You have accepted people the way they are. Okay? And all those different things, different principles that I talked about, they attract a lot of good things, because the universe sees that you have already transformed yourself with the power of true love, unconditional self-love within you. Then the universe starts pouring you respect, healthy boundaries, you know. There will be right people in your life. You will know where to invest your emotions, where not to. Now the benefits, which are really tangible, and that you will see and feel. Okay. The first benefit I've talked about, right? You'll be very calm and cool, very stable emotionally. You will become an observer for not just for yourself, but also for your surroundings. Okay. Secondly, you'll become very intuitive, highly intuitive. You can read everybody's energy around you with their words, how they walk, what kind of mood they are in. That same thing happens with me whenever I, go to a shopping area or something like that, and I'll kind of like just observe. I don't judge people. I observe people, how they're walking, how they're talking, and all that kind of stuff, and I can really feel where they're coming from, um, and that is the biggest power that you get. You get the power of forgiveness. Third benefit. I'm not saying life is going to be always straight after that as well, right? I'm saying that you will still have those kind of people around you who will deliberately try to hurt you, but you will not respond to them. Because then you will not be reactive, then you will not get triggered, you will have that emotional strength in you. Okay. And when you stop chasing all those kind of things, people pleasing, love, money, although you're doing your work, you've done your physical, mental, and emotional transformation. You love yourself unconditionally. You will start attracting everything because you're not desperate about all those things anymore. You're not getting frustrated. You're just doing your work. That's what we say in Hinduism. Keep doing your karma and surrender. Keep doing your karma and surrender. And let it go. Okay? And then you start attracting everything. Last but not the least, once you do your mind, body, and especially the energetic transformation, you get the power to remove any person from your life without even thinking twice about it. You get so powerful that it only takes a moment for you to remove unnecessary people from your life, because you are your best friend. You love yourself unconditionally, not with arrogance, not with ego, not with obsession. Obsession is what? Desperation. Oh, I'm highly obsessed. Oh, I can do this, I do that. And that then becomes a validation, right? You do not have to get validation. Just you'll become natural, pretty much. Whatever you have would be naturally displayed to your surroundings. And that's how you'll start attracting things. Yeah. So those are the benefits that you get. Now, as I keep saying, right, I'm a spiritual coach. I also teach meditation, which is based on ancient Hindu meditation or power of silence, called as dhyana in Sanskrit, uh, which supplemented the spiritual concepts that I follow in my life personally to transform me from a mind, body, and soul perspective. Those transformations, once you kick them off, then in the initial phases they are difficult, but once you get used to it, then everything else follows. Okay? And if you're going through certain phases in your life wherein you see that you're stuck in a cycle and you're not able to overcome those things, maybe from a relationship point of view, maybe from disrespect point of view, maybe from financial point of view, what you exactly need to do, what kind of clarity you want. I cannot give you the domain where you need to work upon, but my spiritual principles and the meditation that I teach, if we bring that into our discipline, that will make you a lot more calmer, that will bring your peace back, peace and love back, which will remain eternal forever and nobody else can take it away. Even though you will still have certain, struggles of pain, because life is never straight, but you still be able to get your peace and love back easily, right? And you can come out of those cycles. Because I keep saying one thing at the end of all the videos, that what you are is what you're gonna get. Till my next video, Sunny signing off. Take care.